All right, well, I'll go on blue collar farm, yo. Um, Blue Collar Finance has made some major changes to its portfolio. All right, so now our portfolio is only down to two stocks. All right, so we're coming from actually five stocks. All right, so at the inception we had five stocks in our portfolio. Now we're down to two stocks. All right, so just stick around to find out which two stocks Blue Collar Finance decide to hold. All right, so like we always say, do not coattail us. Do not invest alongside us because the portfolio that Blue Collar Finance is running is a highly concentrated portfolio, is a high risk portfolio, and we continue to take some high risk in this portfolio. All right, so as I said, we're down to two stocks currently. As you can see, we started out with five stocks. We invested some 25% in three of the top stocks on October 2021, 20, that's October 2021. At the beginning of 2022, the portfolio balances has increased due to some capital appreciation of the companies. All right, so we actually rebalance those weights, all right, to depict our belief about the future growth of each particular stock. And you see where Mayberry investment, which had some 29% of the stock at the beginning of the year, we rebalanced that to some 13% of the stock. SOS, one of our favorite stock, had some 30% of the portfolio. We rebalanced that down to 18%. We might have made some mistake on the SOS stock. The JMB stock, we increase our holdings in JMB. We still believe that JMB is undervalued. All right, so that moved from 18% of the portfolio to 41% of the portfolio. JFP moved from 10% of the portfolio to 28% of the portfolio. Dollar, we sold off our dollar stock. All right, and we believe dollar is a good company. So we selling off dollar stock was not that the stock is not a good company, and we're not expecting the stock to move. All right, but we believe we could get the company at lower price. So we were planning on just flipping the stock, picking the stock up at some lower price and riding the stock back up in the future. However, we see where dollar released some excellent second quarter result that was unexpected. All right, so we were not expecting dollar to release its results so soon, but dollar did just that. All right, so dollar released its result very soon, and that saw the stock price increasing back above the $3 margin. All right, so drum roll. What are the two stocks that Blue Collar Finance has currently? And here we go. So the two stocks that Blue Collar has currently is JFP and JMMB. As you can see, JMMB, but we still believe in the JMMB stock. The stock is not moving. I mean, this stock, we have a lot of, it is crazy the way we hold on to the JMMB stock, and the stock is just not moving. However, we believe the stock is undervalued, and we continue to exercise patience as it relates to the JMMB stock. So currently we have 40% of the portfolio in JMMB stock, and the JFP stock, all right, this might come as a surprise to many. We're now holding 60% of our portfolio in JFP stock. Why 50% of the portfolio in JFP stock? We believe, and I just did a live which I was talking about biases as it relates to investing. And we have done comprehensive videos. We have analyzed JFP's operation in a comprehensive manner. We have done a lot of videos on JFP, and objectively, we believe this is a good stock to hold in the portfolio. The company has a bright future ahead of it. The company also, when you look at the financials of the company has a solid as a rock balance sheet. All right, so the company currently pays no taxes, and the company currently has no debt on its balance sheet. All right, so the company has a rock balance sheet, and we really love that about the JFP operation. Now we also see where the company was making a lot of strides, in that the company has bagged a couple of contracts, all right, recently. All right, so we're expecting the second quarter result from the JFP stock to be exceptional. All right, so we are looking out for a good result from the JFP stock. However, we have upgraded our expectation of the stock price. So we first valued JFP stock at $1.60. All right, so now we have upgraded the JFP stock to $2 and above. All right, so we are looking for the company stock price to climb up to $2 and maybe overshoot. All right, so there's no guarantee that the stock price will follow suit. There's no guarantee that the stock price will increase, but we do have confidence in the operation of the JFP's company. All right, so this is how we have invested our portfolio, all right, to rebalance in the portfolio to now holding a larger chunk, or just holding 2 stocks, and most of our portfolio is invested in JFP. All right. So what I want to do now, again, let me just reinforce our risk profile. All right, so the blue collar finance portfolio is a high risk portfolio, and I cannot emphasize this. We are a high risk portfolio, non-diversified and highly concentrated. So we do not expect people to coattail us or to invest according to what we are doing here at Blue Collar Finance. All right, so now that we have 2 stocks in our portfolio, it simply means then that we have sold off a couple of stocks. So let me just up over to the other page to see how we have rebalanced the portfolio in the last month, all right, or the last couple of days. All right, so if you're looking at the green, look at the yellow column or the yellow row. All right, and this is our activity in the portfolio for the month of June. All right, so we actually hop out of the Mayberry stock. We had already sold off some stock in some of our Mayberry stock, about 50% of the stock. All right, and we continue to sell down the Mayberry stock. We were able to hop out of the Mayberry totally, all right, at a $10 margin, and that earns us or gives us some $88,000 in cash. Remember, this is also pre-fee. All right, again, the other furniture company, the SOS, and if you watch Blue Collar Finance, you would have heard our analysis of SOS or expectation of SOS. The last time we revalue or rebalance the portfolio, we did say that SOS has more legs to go. All right, so the company increased. We sold out at $11.53. We were expecting the stock price to increase some more, but how long will that take to increase? We do not know. And here we see where the stock increased over the last couple of weeks. The company declared dividends, and as a result of this, a lot of investors try to opt into the stock so as to take up those dividends, and the company normally pay good dividends. But blue collar finances more goes for the capital gain. As I said, capital gain are not taxed, and you can still sell off those money and get the cash flow coming to you if that's what you're interested in. However, in July, just last week, we sold off SOS at some $15, all right, per share. All right, so we did sold out some of the SOS share already. All right, so the remaining share, we sold them at $15 per share. And as a result, we reaped some $130,000 from the selling of the SOS shares. So as a result of the selling of the 2 shares, we did have some $218,000 as cash, all right, on hand. And remember our policy, we did say that we were not keeping any cash on the portfolio because we see where the cash is having a drag on the return of the portfolio. So the new policy of our portfolio is to keep no cash on hand. So all that cash, that $218,000 in cash, we deploy that money and purchase some more stocks. All right. So what did we do with that extra cash that we find ourselves with? What we did was to just dump all of that cash on the JFP stock. All right. So here it is that we buy the JFP stock in July, and we were able to get in at some $1.54. All right, so we bought more JFP at $1.54. All right, we were able to buy 141,667 units. All right, and that's a price. And you're so weird that takes up or takes account for the $218,000 that we have. All right. All right. So if you look at the return on the stocks, and I will just paint this line in green. This is what the stock has returned since we sold those stocks or purchased those stocks. All right, so yes, so since we sold Mayberry, the stock has fell off just 0.4%. So the stock is now at $9.96. Since we sold SOS, the stock fell off, has increased. The stock has increased to now 9%. All right, so the stock has climbed. We sold out at $15. The stock is now $16.35. All right. Since the last week, JMMB has increased some 0.4%, and JFP fell since we purchased the JFP stock by just 1%. All right. All right, so what you're looking at is a total portfolio. And here again, you can see where the cash was having a drag on the portfolio. So in terms of our portfolio, if we had invested all the money into this cash, the stock market, and held no money, all right, into as cash, we would have gone some 100 or make a return of some 123%. All right, so the stock portfolio is currently returning a return of 123%. All right, so I just paint that in blue, light blue. You can see the cell blinking. All right, so 123%. The stock portfolio is up 123% so far. All right. As I said, currently we have no cash. We deployed all of the cash. All right. So as a result, we are up on the total portfolio just 67%. All right, so you can see that blinking again. All right, so right at where you see the line blinking or the cell blinking, that's the value of the portfolio as is. All right, so the return that we have is some 67%. All right, so what you see happening is that even though we have deployed all the cash and we are now fully invested, the past cash that we held on the portfolio still has that drag on the portfolio return. All right, so if we had not invested, if we had not held cash in the portfolio, all right, and we were fully invested at the onset, we would have made cash. The cash is having some 50% drag on the portfolio. So we would have doubled our all right, our return, all right, had it not been for the cash that we are having, we are holding. All right, so the cash shaved off some 50% of what we would could have made otherwise. All right, so the stock portfolio is up 123%, or whether the total portfolio is just up 67%. So that lower percentage mark tells the story of the amount of cash we used to hold on the portfolio. However, we have decided to not hold as much cash on the portfolio again. So our new policy is to deploy all the cash that we have. And recently, we are investing all of the cash as we speak. So as we speak, Blue Collar Finance portfolio is fully invested in stocks, and we do not hold any cash on our portfolio. All right. So what I want to do now is to just simply up over to the graph. All right, and this is what the graph looks like. All right, as you can see, as normal, the orange line is the cash portfolio, the cash on the portfolio. You see where that dipped off to becoming zero. All right, and the gray line is the total portfolio. That is the stock plus the cash. All right, and the blue line is just the stock portfolio. So you can see where the blue line, which is a stock portfolio, was lower than the gray line, which is the total portfolio. All right, and as time passes and we put all of the cash to work, you see where both the stock portfolio and the total portfolio becomes one. However, we see an uptick, we continue to see an uptick in our total portfolio. So the portfolio continues to increase in value, and we do like what we're seeing. Now, this rebalancing of the portfolio that we just did, we're suspecting that this will turn some value for us in the near future. We do hope. All right, so we will keep a tap of the different companies that we are investing. We have invested in. All right, but this JMB stock is one to watch. I mean, we have been owning the stock for a time now. It has been a huge part of our portfolio. All right, so you see we remove the weights of our JMB stock from 18 to now 40% of the portfolio. All right, so we are really convinced about the JMB stock. We're really convinced about the JMB stock being undervalued and the company being a good performer, but the stock continues to underperform. All right, so the company keeps performing, the management keeps doing what management does best. All right, I would still believe management can do a lot more in terms of ensuring that the stock moves in order to return shareholders value. One of the things that we think could help to move the stock price is the majority shareholder, which is Proven. We believe Proven should be doing more, all right, in terms of, because Proven is suffering just as Retail investors are suffering from the stock price not moving or trending upwards, and the company continues to, the stock continues to underperform. All right, so JMB might have been one of the worst performing company on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. All right, and one that has the greatest potential. All right, so we believe that Proven is too silent, given that it owns the larger share. Proven owns about 20% of the company, so Proven has a lot to gain from the movements of the JMB stock. Now, if it was in America, and one other thing, Proven does not have any board seat on JMB's board. That's one of the problem. If it is that I have invested so much or so much of my resources are into a company, I would want a seat on that board to help to direct the decision of the company. I mean, NCB had the 25% investment in JMB at one time, and it is the NCB share, or a portion of the larger portion of the NCB share that Proven bought. However, NCB had representation on the board. All right, so Proven is dropping the ball as it relates to the JMB stock and the JMB price not moving. All right, so we believe JMB management team need a shake-up. It needs somebody that has a vested interest in the company to shake up management team and make sure that management team deliver in terms of the stock price moving. However, that is it for today. That is what Blue Collar Finance portfolio looks like. All right, so far, the stock portfolio is up 123%, and we're planning on moving that even further along as we rebalance the portfolio, takes more risk, take more concentrated. The portfolio is now more concentrated, so we are looking for that to improve. All right, and the total portfolio is up just 67%. All right, and as you can see, the total portfolio and the stock portfolio is one and the same now. All right, so we're expecting the total portfolio to increase or give us more return. However, the past cash that we use to hold on the portfolio that had a drag on the portfolio will continue to see a drag on the portfolio, even though we are now fully invested. So there will always be a difference between our stock portfolio and the total portfolio. And that's due to the cash that we use to hold on the portfolio. So there's a lesson to be learned. All right. Cash is a bad investment. All right. So as I know a blue collar finance, you don't know all the thing go over. Yes, sir. We always say for just like, share, drop a comment, and we could keep the conversation going. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. So the next time we drop an update of the blue collar finance portfolio, you will be one of the first to know exactly what stock we have sold and what stock we are buying. Chat to you in the next video.